Hi, I'm Pam and welcome to this week's project. This week's project is a standard square box with a thistle in the top, made out of oak. The corner pieces that I used, they're just some scrap wood that I had in the shed, and I finished it with suede text inside. I'm going to do the video in two parts because it is quite long, and I realise that I think really sort of after 20 minutes you lose people's attention, so I'm trying to keep them down to about 15-20 minutes each video. The first part one will be all the work for the X-Carve, where I got the project from. I was actually lucky enough to be I'd actually spoken about this in the journal, the weekly, that this was coming up, and Todd from Design and Make kindly sponsored me the thistle. It was the actual thistle that I was actually going to go and get, so he very kindly sponsored me for that, and with no sort of ties to what I do with it, but it's purely just for review purposes. I've used Design and Make quite a few times before, so I know their product quite well, and I've always been very happy with it. I've never found anything negative about it. So I talk a little bit about the setup of the computer. I try and keep it as brief as possible and show a bit of the running. And then in part two, you will see the actual box being made. It won't be step by step, but it'll give you an overview of all the steps that I made, and the finishing of the suede text. So I hope you enjoy it. Okay, I just wanted to give you a run over of Design and Make. It was Todd from here that kindly sponsored me the Thistle project. Design and Make is a company I use for my 3D models, purely because of the ease of use. You buy, you download, and you transfer into your software, and then it's ready for you to go away and do your toolpaths. Right, it's probably not the best picture on here, but I just wanted to give you a run round. So this is Design and Make project shop. There's a big page all about getting started excuse me, with all the different projects. You can actually buy complete designs. It'll give you all the parts. You probably remember before I did the rose one and I used the rose tile. But I actually only used that one there just for the front of the box. But with the pack that you buy, I had all these individual bits, so they can be designed however you want. There's also usually people's own projects on here. That's the one that I did there. So this is what people have done with these packs that you can buy. So there's lots of information in here. This tells you what sort of files you need and how to assemble them and that. I'll also put a link to the YouTube channel because you can see some stuff on there. So I've downloaded it, and this is it in my project. Now we'll go into the 3D view at the top. Sorry, it took a while. So when I downloaded it, this is how it comes in. But I actually raised it up. You can go into, I have Aspire. So I know in Aspire you can adjust the depth of the model. So I actually adjusted it to 0.5. Which is 1/4 of an inch. So that's a 1/4 of an inch from the top down to the bottom, which is what I was showing you. Then basically what you do is you go on and you do your tool paths. So you do your roughing phase first, which is How do I view it? Right, so here's the roughing phase, which is what you're seeing. We used a 0.25 end mill for that, and that's what you get with that, because all it's doing is taking the chunks of wood out ready for your finishing toolpath. So on the finishing toolpath now, you actually see, and that's actually how it's done. I honestly don't think you can have a CNC without having this software. I think it's the most important thing, but that's just my point of view. I'm not very good at designing projects. I couldn't have designed this from start to finish, so for me it's really important for me to be able to do the work that I have the equipment available to do it. Aspire is expensive, but you do get the desktop version and the pro version, and they are cheaper. So that's how I design them. It's very simple. Basically upload the image to here, do my toolpaths, and then go. Each machine has different toolpaths. Mine are particularly slow because I'm using an X-carve. Some people are running 5 times, 10 times faster than I am on theirs, but for me this is how I do it. So then once you've done your toolpaths, you save them into a folder, and then so I've saved them into here. Now I've done several different ones for me. This first one that I did here actually took about 14 hours, but I actually did the shorter time one. So this is mine here. So then it's use universal G-code sender. So in this program, let me get rid of that. In this program I have to open it first, so I open the port up. I'm not going to go too in depth on why I'm doing all these things. I'm just showing you how I do it. Each machine is different. So the first thing I need to do is unlock the machine. So that's it, unlocked. That's just a safety thing. And when I go into the file mode now, I'll browse for my project. So we're going on to the roughing first. So we'll open the roughing, and then I want to visualize it. And I actually have got the project on there and up to this stage, so that's what I see from the computer side of things. So I've now got the DeWalt set in the corner like you've seen in the first video, and I need to just make sure that the project centers it back to this corner accurately. So I go into command and I go G92X0Y0 Z0. So that's for the X, the Y and the Z axis. So it centers it all. So that's it down at the bottom here now. Okay, that's me set up to go now. I'll show you the computer part when it comes to the main one. I won't show you this on that. I'll show you how I'm controlling it on the computer. But that's it now, set into the corner. So I have to lock it into the computer as the next thing. that's it done. It looks amazing. It came out really, really well. Very pleased. You can't see that well in the MDF, but it gives me a good idea what it's going to look like on the wood. I mean, it looks good now. It'll look even better once it's into solid wood. But no, it just came out. It finished it perfect. The time on that, I think it was about 1 hour and 40 minutes to complete the finishing pass. So 2 hours from start to finish. Could I've gone faster? Yeah, I think the machine would go a lot faster, but I need this to be really accurate for no issues to come up, because it's a bit of a one chance when you're talking about putting it onto solid wood. I mean, I've prepared this wood ready for this. It goes in about 1/4 of an inch from the top of the thistle into the base of the wood there, which gives us plenty on this. When we're cutting in MDF, you really need to wear protection. So when I've been in the shed, I've been actually using this, and I will now go away and just hoover, wipe down everything to make sure there's no dust here. I also had the door open for a while because there is a lot of fine dust that comes off MDF, and it is really bad for your lungs. So it's really important that you do wear some sort of mask and protection while you're working with it. But you know, you've got all those risks with wood. There's a lot of wood out there that's actually poisonous, and one of the common ones around here is yew, but it's really toxic yew, so you should always wear masks with that one as well. So always check out your wood. You can find out online about different woods and how toxic they are.